This is Anais Quintela for 5 on 20 News, and I'm here today with two local Tucson artists, Michael B. Schwartz and Lisa Watanabe. Will you guys introduce yourself for me? I'll start with you, Michael.
Hi, my name is Michael Schwartz, and I'm a painter and muralist and arts educator here in Tucson.
My name is Lisa Watanabe, and I am a visual designer, and that's it, I guess. I feel like I should say something else after that, after your, all right, anyways, go on.
And I've done this, and this, and this, and this.
Yeah, right.
But talking about that, what are some things you guys are involved in right now or semi-recently that you'd like to talk about?
So we are involved in this thing called the Monsoon Collective, which is a pop-up art space, which is this building that we've transformed into like a contemporary art center, and each room is a adventure, and it's like a labyrinth kind of space, and each artist has a room or several rooms where we're doing installations showing our artwork and generating new audiences for the arts here in Tucson. And mine is Rietta's Castle, well, it's Rietta's Pier, actually. It's like this cardboard cutout installation, and then paintings. And
One of my rooms is a light installation, and the other one is an ongoing metamorphosis kind of installation.
Tell me a little bit about what it's like to be an artist in Tucson right now.
this is a really special time to be an artist. I have worked in a lot of other communities. Tucson has a very high standard of being, and it's a beautiful place to work. It's very inspiring. And so for me, I'm at Citizens Artist Studio. I have a nice big studio where I get to wake up and go paint every day. It's a really special time. We're changing. The community's changing. The funding scene has changed. The leadership in the arts is all changing. And there's something going on here. There's something happening in Tucson that's part of what this interview is about, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And I know you're kind of reintroducing yourself into Tucson art culture, but
getting re-assimilated back into the desert life. It's great. What's it like to be an artist in Tucson? Still learning. I'm still learning. Too soon to talk.
that's fair. And we talked a little bit about how there's kind of less pressure here than you might find other places to be an artist.
Well, I mean, you don't have the pressure of transportation and driving around so much, or of the rents. The cost of rents are much less expensive here. It's easier to just operate as an artist and keep your business going. So there's a lot of positives to being here. I mean, also it's an exotic community. It's a unique place. So there's a lot of sources of inspiration. If you're hitting a place where you're like, gosh, I don't know what to create, there's so many places you can go in town. And for a town of our size, we have a major theater company here. We have a poetry center, plus all the outdoors, native cultures, et cetera. I mean, it's nuts. And so there's a ton here. And then it's a question of, how do we develop on and kind of put a spotlight on what's happening in Tucson, which I guess we're going to talk about too.
Let's talk about the mural project.
So the mural project started like 20 years ago with a group of people getting together, looking for work, trying to figure out how we're going to make a living as artists. And we formed an organization. And 20 years later, we started engaging the city slowly, smaller projects to larger projects, larger projects. Within the last year, we did the trash can murals, and we hired 5 artists for that. And then we did the downtown murals, and we hired 8 artists. And everybody's seen those and got really super excited about those.
Got national attention.
It got national attention, and it got everybody excited. It got the city excited. It got property owners excited, the real estate community excited. And most importantly, we moved from this idea of murals as being an alternative to a great way of maintaining walls, and that they're less expensive than walls that are blank in terms of graffiti. And we moved away from that conversation to art about art. Art lifting up people, becoming a destination, becoming part of the identity of Tucson. And so that's really exciting. And then the question is, where do we take it from there? Where are we going as a community? And we're at this kind of crossroads, and we get to decide where we want to go. And I think it's gonna go shoot to the stars. I mean, there's so much energy here, and so many little startups, so much innovation and creativity. It's just attracting all sorts of international attention, and we see that. So we're an exotic, world-class community, and we're kind of becoming that. And I think that we're tooling up to do that right now. That's what we're doing, is kind of laying the new foundation for all of that to take place. Now, what that's going to look like, I don't think any of us know, right? And that's part of the fun of it.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add to that, Lisa?
No, he nailed it. He nailed it.
Well, Lisa knows a lot about technology, and so she knows a lot about the interface between, technology and the arts, and that's going to be a big part of it. And she's a good example of the kind of artists that we want to have in this community and we want to keep here, right?
Aw, thanks, Michael.
It's true, but I mean, in terms of your work and technology, I mean, how do you see that playing out here in Tucson?
I'm not sure how it will play out, but I do know that there's a lot of inspiration in Tucson that will develop something very interesting that you can't really see anywhere else. I mean, the climate here, the sunsets here, the wildlife here, there's so many different parts, and the people, yeah, the weirdness and everything. There's so many different little parts that actually relate closely to tying technology with art. I can't really articulate it completely, but it's there, and I'm still trying to pinpoint what it is. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to see what comes out of Tucson, and I hope Michael's right. Something's going on right now, and it's gonna boom soon.